Hi ladies, I'm Carla, the founder of the Feminine Energy. Welcome to this channel, or welcome back. So on this video I want to talk about what you should focus on, which is basically has to do with the law of attraction. So because there are a lot of advice online telling women how to avoid dusties, how to avoid men who are in their wounded masculine, men who just want to use women, who don't want to provide, who don't want to protect. Basically men who just want to take advantage of women somehow, or want to use and abuse and etc. And I know a lot of women have been, in the past, they have been, or even in the present, they have been accepting those type of men because they were also in their wounded feminine. So they were attracting those type of men. They were accepting those type of men, and they had traumatic experiences or toxic relationships or situationships, and they want to get out. They want to stop being or attracting or accepting those type of men. So there are a lot of advice online on how to do that, which I think it's very valid and it's very important. Because for a lot of women, it's their pattern, their whole lives. They have been attracting and accepting those type of men. And for a variety of reasons, because of past trauma or childhood trauma, etc., etc. So it's important to have knowledge of that. It's important to have awareness. It's important to heal. It's important to start having standards, to start having boundaries, to do your inner work. So, you become a healed version of yourself, and you become empowered in your feminine energy, and you don't even feel attracted to those types of men anymore. It doesn't, you start feeling repelled by those types of men, and it's very important. It's very important to do that work. And a lot of what you will feel doing that work is anger. You will feel angry because you wake up, you realize everything that you have been accepting in your past, everything that experiences you've been through, sometimes even financial hardships and emotional hardships and situations that were really, really bad, being in survival mode, etc., because you were attracted to those types of men. So it's important to have that awareness, and you will feel angry. You will feel angry, and you have to feel angry because you have to feel to heal. So you have to feel to release those emotions that are stuck. So you have to go through that. You have to feel that anger, and you have even feel bitter for a while, etc. But it will come a time where you have to move on. This because that place, feeling that anger, feeling that bitterness, is just to be released. Is not to bask in that. It's not a place to park for the rest of your life. Because what will happen if you stay there, you will become a bitter woman. You will stay wounded, and you will become bitter. You will become angry. You will become angry with men in general. Not just those types of men. You will become angry in general. You will go on dating apps or meet men in real life, and you will be bitter. You will be angry. You will have this armor around you, protecting you, or you believe it's protecting you, but you're basically in fear of that happening again. And you not only, you will still be attracting the same types of men, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but it just consume you. It will consume you. That energy will consume you from inside. You won't feel happy. You won't feel healed. So it's important to come to a point where you make that decision to move on. Because I've been there myself. I've been there myself. I was that angry, combative woman with that armor around me, and I'm gonna share this with you. I had an experience that to me was like, because I was feeling, I've been there for quite some time. It's time to move on, but I just didn't know how to move from that bitterness, from that anger. I just didn't know how, and I had this experience where, I'm not gonna go into details, but it's just an older lady, a much older lady than me. She sent me a text message, about the situation that were going on, and it was a very, very nasty message. And I read that message, and I saw a mirror of what I will become if I continue in that energy. 10 years, 20 years, I will be that person. I will be that wounded, bitter, angry woman sending those nasty messages to other people. I will be there, and I will be lonely. I will be frustrated. I will be angry. That will become me, and it scared me. It really scared me. It was really like a mirror, and I decided that moment, no, enough is enough. I have to get out of this energy. I have to move on. I don't want to become that person because it's not healthy for me and it's not healthy for others. I'm not going to be able to create healthy and happy, relationships, not just with a man, but with friends, friendships, with clients, in my business, in my life in general. So that's the day I decided to change, and that was a decision. I decided to, remove my car from that parking spot and just go somewhere else. And I decided to start focusing on what I want instead. Start focusing on being the energy I want to attract. So if I want, for example, if I wanted to attract a healthy, masculine man into my life who is kind, who is empathic, who is generous, who is all that, I have to become that myself. I have to become that energy, because like attracts like, right? If you believe the law of attraction, you know what I'm talking about. You have to become the energy you want to attract. It's like, for example, if you want to manifest money, if you want abundance, you have to feel abundant. So if you want to manifest a kind person, a person who is empathic, a person who is happy with himself, with the world, you have to become that, right? Otherwise, your bitterness, your anger, it will just repel. It will repel the right men. It will repel the men who are genuine. So you have to do that. So it comes to a point where enough is enough. Okay, I know how men are in that wounded masculine. You have to, to let them be what they want. Don't try to change men anymore. Let them be. Let that men choose to be whatever they want. If they want to be, they're called dusties. I don't like this word, but I think it's around all the internet, it seems, at the moment. So I'm gonna use it for that purpose. If you want to, avoid that type of man, avoid those dusties, just let them be dusties. Let them be whatever they want. Just stop focusing on that. Stop. You have the information now. You have the awareness. You don't want that anymore. So shift the focus. Start focusing now on what you want to attract, because the law of attraction says we attract what we focus on, where our energy goes, our attention goes, and also we attract who we are. So start focusing on other things. Start focusing on what you really want, on what you really desire. So shift the focus. Start focusing on how is a masculine healthy man. How he is. How is he? Does he act? Well, how does he behave? How does he talk? What does he say? Start focusing on all of that. What are his actions? What is the difference? And start focusing on that. And if you don't know how that type of man is, because you never had that experience, start researching about it. Start researching. There are also masculine energy pages. There are feminine energy pages like mine. There are masculine energy, healthy masculine energy pages. Go there. Start researching. Start, dealing with that type of men. Start surrounding yourself with those type of men. Start researching how they function, how they think, how they are, how they act. So you start shifting the energy. You start focusing on that. It's like those other men in your past, they don't exist anymore. They don't exist. They don't exist they exist, of course they continue to exist, but not in your reality anymore. You don't want them in your reality anymore, so you shift the focus. It's the same. I like to give this example of manifesting money, because it's the same thing. So if you want to focus on manifesting money, manifesting wealth, manifesting abundance, you're not gonna focus on on pennies. You're not gonna be spending money with fear. You're not going to be looking at your bank account and feeling bad. No, you're going to focus on abundance. You're not going to focus on, manifesting an overflow of money, feeling abundant, feeling you deserve it, focusing on what do you have to be and what you have to do to be in that wealth energy. So it's the same thing. You're going to start focusing on love. You start going to focusing on kindness. You start going to focus on, being happy with yourself. So all of that, and you do it for yourself. You don't do it to attract a man. You do it for yourself, because when you become all that, you'll be a magnet to men who are on that same energy. Yes, they exist. They exist. They are just not showing up in your reality because you've been focusing on the other types of men, that you don't want. So start focusing on what you want. That's what you need to do now. It's time to do the shift. And if you don't know how to do this, get my book. I have a great book, wonderful book, great reviews, called Embody Your Sensual Feminine Energy. I'm going to leave the link to my book in the description of this video. I'll tell you there how to make this shift, how to start having standards, how to start focusing on what do you want and not attracting those type of men anymore. So get the book, because until today you make this shift, because this is a journey. This is all a journey. It has different stages of healing. It will come to a point where you have to take the jump. Maybe in the past you were naive. You didn't even know, why am I accepting this type of man? Now you know. Now you have the awareness. Now it's time to move on, because you can only live your best life when you focus on living your best life and not repeating the past. Because don't be afraid of repeating the past, because the past was because you didn't know all these informations, you didn't know all these things. You know better now, so you're going to choose better now, right? So that's the past is not going to repeat itself. You can remove the armor and you can just focus on being kind to yourself and kind to others. I hope this resonates. I hope this makes sense. Let me know in the comments. I always like to hear from you. Have a very nice day.